Guys, I am so excited. Right now, I am on my way. I'm driving like an hour. I'm gonna go over to Livermore and I'm gonna go meet up with my auntie. I have not seen her, oh my gosh, it's in like 9 years. So I'm really, really excited to see her, really excited to catch up. She's driving up from Fresno to take like her friend or something to the clinic. And she just texted me 2 days ago to see if I can meet up with her. Oh, I'm so grateful. I'm so excited. I have a testimony about it. Like, this is an answered prayer, so I'm going to let you guys know more about that. I don't really have time to film right now, but as soon as I'm done, I'm going to debrief with you guys, catch you up on the testimony. But I just wanted to share how excited I am, how good God is, and God hears our prayers. Just got here. We got about 10 minutes until she arrives. So this is my aunt on my mom's side. I grew up with my mom's side of the family. I didn't know my dad until like 6 years ago. And my auntie has always lived pretty far away from me, so I never really got to see her too much. I think I could safely say I've only seen this aunt maybe 20 times, if that, in my whole entire life, which is insane. We've grown closer over the years since my mom's accident. If you guys don't know, my mom had a pulmonary embolism back in 2016. She was hospitalized, bedridden. My mom passed in 2023. But basically 2016, you know, that's probably like 2016, 2017 is probably the last time that I've seen this aunt. And ever since my mom's accident, you know, we talk here and there, we have each other on Facebook and stuff. And then last year I was diagnosed with Crohn's disease, which is irritable bowel disorder. It's like it affects your intestines, and my aunt actually has that. So we've been able to, I guess, they get a little bit closer because we both have that shared disease, and it's just nice to have someone in my corner who I can ask questions about it and get advice. I'm a little bit nervous because I don't know what to expect, but I've honestly just been missing my family, and I'm gonna explain that here in a little bit more. I just don't have a lot of time until she gets here, but I've been just missing like people who know me, people who have watched me grow up, people who have known my life, you know, who know where I came from, know why I am the way I am, people who actually know my mom and like know her story, and people who just know me. Like, for instance, my dad and them, I feel like he never takes the time to get to know me. Like I said, he wasn't there when I was growing up. I didn't meet him till I was 26 years old, and he really just doesn't know me. He didn't know me as a kid. He didn't know what it was like to grow up my way. You know, he's just so emotionally immature, and every time he asks me a question, which he rarely does, he usually just cuts me off when I'm trying to tell a story. So he really doesn't understand how I grew up. He doesn't understand why I am the way I am. I don't think he even knows really much about me, what I like, who I am, why I am the way I am today, what I've gone through. I don't think he really knows anything, and he hasn't taken the time to get to know me. And I really just, it's been hard because I feel like with my dad's family, like him and his wife and like all their family and like even like my uncles on his side, like I feel like I just don't fit in with that family. I feel like I'm just like this black sheep. I feel like I'm just almost sort of like just been randomly adopted into the family. It doesn't feel like my family, and that's what I'm trying to get at. Even his mom, who just passed, my dad's mom, my grandma, who just passed like last year, she was not like a grandmother to me. Like, she was not very warm and comforting like the grandma that I grew up with, you know, like my mom's mom, who I loved so dearly. It just doesn't feel like a family to me, and I feel like an outsider, and I feel like I'm just there as like an adult who kind of like hangs out with the family, if that makes any sense. And that's been a really hard thing, because not having family, it's like you have family but you don't. It's almost lonely, you know, like they don't know anything about you, and it just hurts. Like, it's hard because I just want to feel accepted. Like, I pray and pray and pray, and like for some reason I just want nothing more than like a family, my family. And so many times, like, I sit here and I think to myself, like, I just want to run away from my dad and them and go have my own family, you know, like my own husband and my kids, and hopefully my husband's family is really accepting of me and just takes me in and just really just loves me for me. Like, I feel like my dad is just so judgmental. What was it? A few months ago, I stopped talking to him for a bit. Like, it was around Christmas time, because he was just talking about something that made me uncomfortable. Like, he loves to talk crap. Like, that whole family loves to talk crap about people, and he was just talking crap, I think, about his brother or somebody, and I, you know, I set a boundary and I said that I'm not really interested in this conversation right now. Like, I'm not really interested in talking about that. Like, I didn't want to sit there because I'm not even part of the conversation. He's just talking to hear himself talk, and I'm not part of the conversation. And I set a boundary. I don't want to talk about that negativity. And later on, he starts talking crap about me, of course, to my little sibling, and saying how I'm starting to think your sister Amy is just a real rude person. And that really hurt because I never feel like I can be my true self around my dad. I feel like I have to be like this positive version who just kind of sits there, doesn't really like say anything against what he's saying, goes along pretty much with the stuff, and the one time I decided to set a boundary, like I had a long week of work, I don't have time and capacity for your negativity and your negative talking. The one time I set a boundary, now I'm a rude person. That was such a little thing he said, probably just said it in anger, but that really hurt. That really hurt, and it really stuck with me. His wife, I love her to death. She's so sweet. She's a great stepmom. But it's hard because we have like a language barrier, she speaks Portuguese and I don't know much of the language. I'm trying to learn, but it takes forever. Her kids, my stepbrother and stepsister, they don't accept me. And I was so excited when my dad was getting married. I was like, ooh, 2 more siblings, like I was really excited about that. Yeah, they don't accept me. Like it's a long story, but basically they don't. My stepsister's always saying really rude, judgmental things, like, but she makes it, just joking, Amy, don't take it serious, but it's like hurtful things. And I just, I've prayed for so many years to have a big family, to have a family, and if I had that choice, and if I had like the resources, my own family, like I would probably just not talk to my dad and them that often. I would just come see him every now and again, but I feel like I have nothing else and nobody else, and sometimes not the best family is better than no family. It's just hard growing up because when I was growing up, my family loved me and loved me for me unconditionally. I didn't have to pretend to be someone else. I didn't have to be the best version of me. I didn't have to watch what I said, like I didn't have to be somebody different. I could just be me, and they loved me for me. My grandparents loved me. They loved spending time with me. They loved having me around. My dad makes me feel like I'm a burden. It's just really hard to feel like that because I know what a loving family is. Even though my mom was struggling with her mental health, my mom loved me unconditionally. My mom would have done anything for me. And if she could, and she always had my back no matter what, never said anything mean about me, never would talk crap about me like her own child, would never call me a rude person, even though I was rude sometimes, teenagers are. So it's been hard, it just hurts. I just wish I could just run away to a family that loved me and wanted me around, and me for me, which is so crazy to be dealing with this, as a 30-year-old. I'm just like, really? Hi, I'm home now. Oh, it's such a good time hanging out with my aunt. Oh my gosh, God is so good. So I want to tell you guys what this actually has to do with God. Today is Thursday. Sunday night, I was just breaking down and I was just crying and I was talking to God, and I was just feeling really scared. The enemy was getting to me. I was worried. I was having thoughts in my mind that I was going to have to go live on the street in my car for some reason, because I still haven't been able to find a job yet. And I was watching this other lady's testimony, and she was talking about how God told her to quit her job, and then she had to move into her car with her kids. And for some reason I was just letting that get into my head, and I was getting worried that I was going to have to go and live with my dad. And I just I was having all these feelings, and the idea of living with my dad scares me so much because, as I was explaining to you guys, I just don't feel welcome there. I don't feel welcome in that house. I'm welcome to come visit, oh, yay, Amy's here. But to live there, I just feel like being a burden. 3 years ago when I first came to the Bay Area, I was, crashing at my dad's house. I had lost my pet. I lost my dog. She had passed. And I just started staying at my dad's house here. And because I just couldn't go home. I was in a really bad part of my life. I did not want to be alive. And I was if I go back home, 4 hours away, I don't think I can make it. I don't think I can do it. I think I'll take my life. It was that bad. So, I was staying on my dad's couch in the living room, sleeping on the floor sometimes, the couch floor. And then a couple years later, he's talking to my sibling, and he tells my sibling, yeah, I let your sister just crash on the couch. it just hurt. Like, it made me feel like I was such a burden, you know? Like, I've literally never lived with you my whole entire life. I grew up with my mom. I didn't know you until I was 26 years old. And you think that a father would be excited to have their kid at home, you know, especially a kid that you never grew up with, and getting to wake up and see your kid every day and hang out with them and have dinner with them. Like, you think like a father would love that. And that just kind of like broke my heart. So the idea of having to be there again, like, it just scares me. So anyways, for some reason that was on my mind. The enemy was trying to get to me, and I was just praying to God and crying to him and telling him how, Lord, I miss my family. I miss growing up with a family who knows me, who loves me unconditionally for who I am. I don't have to be somebody other than I'm not. I don't have to be the perfect kid. Like, they're always happy to have me around. Like, they're excited to see me, not just some freeloader crashing on the couch or something like that. And like I was mentioning earlier, like, if I had my own family, like my husband and all them, like, I would barely ever even like visit my dad, you know, just, sorry, I'm such a burden to you, excuse me. So just crying to God, like, God, this is so, like, this hurts so much. Like, I just feel like I don't have really like a family, you know what I mean? Like, I have my sibling who's awesome, but they're busy with their own life, you know? I was telling God how, like, I miss when I was a kid and I had a family. Like, my grandparents loved to have me over. Like, they would light up. They would just love to see me every weekend, and weeks off during school, I would get to go and stay with them, and they loved it. And they would just, you know, just be so happy to spend time with me. And I just miss that so much. I just miss being around people where I fit in. I might have mentioned how they know, like, how I grew up, like, they know me. Like, it just felt so good seeing my aunt, and we were just reminiscing, and I just let her talk. Like, I just was like listening the whole entire time, and she was telling me like everything about like my grandparents, about my mom, because you guys, if you know, my mom has passed. She passed in 2023, and we were just talking about everything, and I was just learning some new things, and it was amazing, and it felt good, and it felt good to have somebody who knows me and has, you know, like, she even says, she's like, I watched you grow up. I held you as a baby. That meant the world to me, you guys. Like, I needed that so bad, and that was a prayer, because I was crying to God and I was talking to God, a prayer answered, and I was talking to God how I was just missing my family. And then 2 days later, my aunt tells me that she's going to be in town, like, in a couple days, which is today. And I was hoping to see me. And my aunt, like, never comes up here. My aunt lives in Fresno, and I'm in the Bay Area. My aunt, like, never comes up here. She's like 70. Like, you know, she's older. She's not going to, like, drive up to the Bay Area for no reason. And, you know, I don't believe in coincidences, but it was just so out of left field, like, so supernatural. Like, it had to be God, you know. Like I said, she never comes up this way ever, and she was just driving her friend to her friend's like doctor's appointment, and that was God. And it was just such a great reminder, you know, that people do love me, people do care about me. I do have family, even though I don't get to talk to them often or anything. Like, there's still people in my corner. I can't even explain it to you guys, but it meant the world to me. Like, it felt so good to have someone who knows me, who loves me, who wanted to see me. And my aunt is so funny. She's like, remember when you were young and you wanted to be a boy? Ah! I said, we don't talk about that anymore. When I was 8 years old, I wanted to be a boy so bad. I was such a tomboy. Like, I wanted to be just like my two older cousins. And I cut my hair real short. And she goes, yeah, you even would go by like a name, and you would tell everyone to call you that, and grandma and grandpa told me to call you that, blah blah blah. I was like, what was the name? Because I honestly don't remember. I wish, and she didn't remember either. But God is good, and I was like an answered prayer. Like he knew I needed that, and he's just listening. Guys, when you think he's not listening, he's listening to you. Even just something so small of me, like, man, I feel like an outsider. I feel like a black sheep. I miss my family. I miss having a family that wants me around. I feel so welcome and so cared about, and not called a rude person just for setting a boundary. And then my aunt texts me 2 days later. My aunt, who never comes and visits. Nothing but God. All glory to him. I had to come give you guys this little testimony just because he is so good. And he's listening, and he works in crazy, mysterious ways. And he wants you to know that he loves you, and that you, like he just has your back. And it meant the world to me. And I gotta just share God's glory. Like, give him glory. He's so good. But yeah, I had the best time. It felt so good. We took a cute picture together. And yeah, that meant the world to me, and I'm so glad that I was able to actually have the time to go and meet with her. But yeah, I really wanted to share that great story with you guys. Love you.